Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to go over the Fusion schedule for the brand new Fusion that just started, the Incarnate here. I did a showcase on her recently, so make sure you guys check out that video. But first, I want to make a couple small things that are going to happen around the next couple of days. Number one, if you guys haven't joined my Discord yet, make sure you guys join my Discord. We will be doing one of our monthly giveaways on my Discord. It'll be in the description below, so I'll be starting that giveaway in about 2 days. So make sure you guys check that out. Number two, if you guys are looking for a clan, I'm part of a cluster called Uncommonly Good. You guys can definitely check out that clan. It's about 10 Ultra Nightmare clans, so if you guys are interested, definitely hop on by. So here is the clan tag for my clan, UNG space dash, and then you'll see the list of clans that are available. Make sure you drop on by on the Discord, say hello, and yeah, we'll try to find you guys a clan. So just a quick plug there for my my cluster. But anyways, let's jump right back into the Fusion schedule. All right, guys, so here we go with the Fusion schedule. For once, we are starting with the dungeon tournament with the dungeon diver on the first day. So actually that's really nice for people that are just getting ready to go, right? So you can right away start with your Fire Knight progression through with the dungeon diver. So if you guys have energy banked up, feel free to use it today on the Fire Knight tournament. Keep in mind that the Fire Knight tournament only will take about 2,200 to 2,500 energy to complete, depending on what stage you're trying to do the Fire Knight on. And then keep in mind that the dungeon diver will take upwards of 5,000 to 5,500 energy to complete, depending on the dungeon level that you're on. So you can basically finish your Fire Knight tournament here before you will finish your dungeon diver. This means that you will have to either commit more energy to your Fire Knight tournament or save energy for your Ice Golem event right here. Either way, if you're going to spend 2,500 energy on Fire Knight here and then spend 2,500 energy on Ice Golem here, it's pretty condensed schedule for the Ice Golem, so you might not have that energy available for you. So make sure you guys plan that accordingly on how you guys want to spend your energy over the next 4 days. If you're free to play, obviously definitely use your regeneration, your free regen energy, which is 400. You get 480 energy per day just by passive regeneration, so make sure you guys take advantage of that over the next 4 days. After that, we have the usual classic arena. We have the summon rush that was announced. There's a progressive event going on for the summon rush. Really good champions in this 15x, and we will discuss whether this summon rush is worth going for. After that, we have the artifact enhancement event here, which will cost you about 20 million silver. It seems to be the baseline nowadays for the artifact enhancement events. There are 3 here, which is also the baseline for most fusions. Keep in mind that this fusion is actually a little bit harder because you have to collect the fragments for each of the epic champions, fuse them together, which is good for champion chase points. And then you have to level up those epics and then fuse them together to get the legendary. So keep that in mind, guys. So after that, we do have champion training paired up with the Ice Golem, which is not too bad because there are some you can farm food with on Ice Golem normal, for example, with champion like Tomb Lord or Theodore. So that kind of gives you guys some options to be more efficient with energy. After that, we do have a dungeon diver again with the Ice Golem. So here it's going to be a big energy sink. So we have the dungeon divers here that needs to be completed with the Ice Golem if you want to be super efficient. And then we have basically a naked dungeon diver here where you can basically do just whatever for 2 days and then you do dragon. But either way, this dungeon diver is going to be a big energy sink. So keep that in mind. There is 1,000 energy in the clan shop going on right now, so you guys can claim that. Make sure you guys claim the clan shop energy, and then also make sure you guys claim like easy stuff like the bazaar energy here. That can help you guys out a little bit. There's also a promo code floating around, but there is no energy attached to that, unfortunately. All right, so moving on, like I said, the 3 artifact enhancement events here for 20 million each. We have the dragon completed during the second dungeon diver. Unfortunately, there is a third dungeon diver here that will be probably completed with spider plus additional energy. Like I said, dungeon divers cost you about 5,500 energy, and one of these tournaments costs you around 2,500 energy. So there's going to be some extra energy being spread across these dungeons, dungeon events, or you can basically double up on double dragon, like spend 5,500 energy on dragon and spend 5,500 energy on spider. Either way, the energy is quite, it's in line with what fusions are recently, but it's still quite hefty. So make sure you guys prepped up a little bit and saved up your login energy pots, and make sure you guys save up things like your monthly energy pots, for example. Like save up your monthly, save up your weeklies. Make sure you guys have energy pots ready to go. So I got some here. We also just had CVC as well, so hopefully you guys save some of those energy refills. As for the training events, training with dragon is kind of nice, and also training with spider is actually nice now because Eric's can solo the spider tournament, and then you can farm 4 food with Eric's, so that's pretty nice. But mostly you're probably just going to be farming campaign or just using brews. I definitely advise you to use brews whenever possible for champion training events, because brews really have no use in this game outside of champion training. Whereas if you're going to spend energy on champion training, then you're taking energy away from other areas of the game like dungeons or whatever. But energy is basically way more valuable than brews in this game. All right, so let's discuss the big meat and potatoes of these types of fusions, and that is going to be the shard events. So first we have a summon rush here for 25 pieces, and then we have a champion chase here for 25 pieces. So the good thing about this champion chase is that you can actually fuse 1, 2, potentially 3. You should have 2 ready to go, but potentially 3 of these epics you could fuse them during this champion chase. Each one of these epics is 350 points, so that's a 1,050 points potentially being fused during a champion chase. So that could definitely lighten the load on the champion chase requirements. And if schedule goes according to schedule, champion chase here should be a 2x event, so it might give you a bit more value on the shard pull ability of each shard, so the champion quality should be given a better chance during the champion chase. Since the summon rush that's coming this weekend is a 15x progressive, we can expect a 2x shard event for the champion chase. However, the curve ball in this whole fusion is this mystery summon rush here that gives you the option to skip 2 events. There's 50 shards here, gives you the option to skip 2 events, which is very, very enticing actually, since completing this 1 summon rush potentially gives you the opportunity to skip 1 summon rush here and the champion chase here. So it's going to be hard to say whether it's better to do the upcoming summon rush on the weekend or hold out for the midweek summon rush, complete that, and then skip the earlier summon rush and the champion chase. So we are not sure what obviously values that it will cost us to get the 50 fragments here versus the 25 and 25. In the past, I recall I did one of these fusions where they had this type of event where they had a mystery summon rush for basically 2 events, and I did skip the first summon rush in that event and I went for the mystery one, and I remember it was a good gamble, but I don't recall which fusion it was, but I do recall having some spillover points in the champion chase in that fusion, so I ended up getting some points in the champion chase as well. In this case, I think you're going to have to come down to whether you have lower shards or bigger shards, because this special summon event actually will be based off of ancient and primal shards only, apparently. So, and there will also be extra event points. So that could be a difference maker. So if you're looking at a lot of ancients in your stash, it might be worth using ancient shards for the summon rush and then having the ability to skip 2 events. Even if you complete the first summon rush and then complete the second summon rush with boosted ancients, it would allow you to skip the champion chase plus 1 event. And that 1 event could be this dungeon divers or this middle dungeon divers. It's hard to say which is better. Personally, I think I might contemplate going for this mystery summon rush or this extra summon rush here in the midweek. I think there will be 2 separate 25 fragment rewards. So you could technically go for 25-25 as opposed to a single 50. However, we're not sure. We're not sure if it's going to be a single 50 or 25-25. I would imagine it's 25-25, giving you some flexibility here. But personally, what I'm looking at right now is probably completing the summon rush this weekend with the really nice boost for some arena champions. And then completing the summon rush in the midweek with ancient shards. And then probably half dogging it for the champion chase, but no stress. I'll probably fuse both of the epics just for some low hanging points here. Unless the 2x is extremely juicy, I don't think I'm going to jump in. However, it's actually pretty hard to say. We actually don't know because the schedule has been kind of out of whack for the last couple weeks. So even though I anticipate it's going to be a 2x for this champion chase, it really could be anything, to be honest. But we know that the first summon rush is a progressive event, and yeah, the champion chase event will be whatever. It's probably going to be a 2x, to be honest. And then we get to basically the question of whether this fusion is actually worth all this trouble. I did a showcase on her. You guys can check it out, make your own decisions, of course. But personally, I don't think she is that special. I don't think her interaction with Arbiter is worth a slot on your team. I don't think she's worth a slot on your team. I think she has a solid kit, but like I said, nothing super special about it. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. I think for earlier mid game players, she can be a good carry kind of with the ally protection and strengthen, especially for clan boss. But her interaction with Arbiter, I think, is not super great. After that, otherwise she's a fine champion. But to acquire her, this fusion should be pretty difficult for earlier mid game players with limited resources. I just did a showcase on the epic as well. It's basically a damage dealer. He doesn't deal insane damage, but he's not bad for an epic, although a void epic, of course. And he's not bad for the faction, the lizard faction, for a damage dealer. So you definitely could use one of the epics, for example, for faction wars. So it might be worthwhile to stack up fragments for one of them. And now, since we can +1, empower them and stuff, maybe having an empowered Slick-6. Slick-S could be okay. Could be okay, at least for faction wars, to help you guys out there. Also keep in mind that this fusion, if you are not planning to do this extra summon rush event in the midweek, you can't miss any of these fragments. So if you miss these fragments, you're going to be short on one of the epics, which means you need to pull the epics from a shard, which is pretty difficult. Pulling an epic, a void epic from a shard, by the way. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys, when you guys are playing out. If you guys are on the fence about this, or if you guys are questioning whether you guys can do this, probably just take it easy, guys. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents. You guys are well informed now, so you guys can make your own decisions, of course. Let me know what you guys are planning to do. Hopefully I gave you guys a rough idea of what I'm planning to do. I will be updating you guys throughout the whole fusion schedule if something changes, and of course we'll be tracking my progress through the fusion as always. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think and what you guys are planning to do, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.